Tonight on News 5 Live, UDP leader Patrick Farber dismisses recall petition. Belize enters phase 4 of vaccination rollout. A positive COVID-19 case at the youth department closes offices countrywide. And a movie is being shot in San Pedro. Details of these stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Good morning, students. Time for school.
Are you a teacher or public sector employee who is thinking of owning your new home? Get the keys to your new home with Belize Bank's all-inclusive mortgage, the best financing option in Belize for your new home purchase or construction. Inclusive of all mortgage-related fees, no down payment, affordable terms, amazingly low interest rates. Visit our nearest branch to speak to one of our financial advisors to discuss how you can be one step closer to owning your new home. Some conditions apply.
Con tan solo el toque de un dedo, podemos desbloquear fácilmente nuestros teléfonos y obtener un acceso seguro a nuestros datos. Esta tecnología se llama biometría y el Seguro Social está introduciendo el reconocimiento de huella digital, facilitando así sus transacciones y el manejo seguro de sus datos de manera confidencial, rápida, precisa y conveniente. ¿Está protegida su identidad? El reconocimiento de huella digital mantendrá sus datos de seguridad social seguros y confidenciales, con acceso rápido y fácil. La huella digital protegerá su identidad. ¿Su nombre es común? El reconocimiento de huella digital utiliza sus características únicas, garantizando que sus beneficios duramente ganados vayan directamente a usted, el dueño legítimo. ¿Está cansado de todo el papeleo? La huella digital hace todo esto sin complicaciones. Su conveniencia y la seguridad de sus datos es nuestra máxima prioridad. Próximamente, el lanzamiento de reconocimiento de la huella digital. Social Security, at your fingertips.
Introducing Edam A cheese, the A+ Dutch cheese to hit the Belizean market. As the name says, it is of A-class quality, the best Dutch cheese in Belize. Edam A cheese is creamier, less salty, and simply more delicious. Don't be left out. Get your A cheese at a supermarket near you. A cheese, exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited. Call us at 610-3626 or 610-8910. Follow us on Facebook at Unitex Belize.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, June 18th. I am Brighton Codd. Is there discord within the Maya community and the various organizations that represent them? Earlier today, SATEEM issued a statement celebrating the Supreme Court's recent confirmation of Maya customary land rights in Halakta village, while the Sarstoon and Tamas Institute for Indigenous Management saluted the legal victory. It has also issued a release calling for other representative organizations, including the Maya Leaders Alliance, to conform to the consent order issued by the Caribbean Court of Justice. That is, to allow for input from other Maya groups. We'll get to that shortly, but first, we begin with the need for a toolkit designed to provide guidance on how to implement free, prior, and informed consent, a specific right that pertains to Indigenous peoples and is recognized in the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. FPIC, as it is otherwise known, allows the Maya communities to give or withhold consent to a project that may affect them or their territories. The development of a set of guidelines known as the Free, Prior, and Informed Consent Protocol ought to have been carried out by representatives of the indigenous community and the government of Belize. That document, which follows the CCJ's consent order of 2015, has been long in the making, despite the efforts of the Toledo Alcaldes Association and the previous administration. That is because government, irrespective of the party in power, is seemingly of the position that the protocol should not incorporate the traditional system of governance of the Maya communities. Christina Koch, spokesperson for the Toledo's Alcalde Association and the Maya Leaders Alliance, that is, explains why the FPIC protocol is yet to become a reality.
Over the last 6 years that we have been trying to implement the Caribbean Court of Justice order, we made some headway in 2018 when an agreement was signed between the parties, between the Maya communities and the government of Belize. This came to be known as the December 2018 agreement, which sets out the roadmap for implementation. One outcome of this roadmap was to develop a free, prior, informed consent protocol. And since that time, we have been working with the government of Belize to develop that protocol. That protocol was in its final draft even before this new administration took office. And consistent with what the previous administration had issues with, this new government has also indicated that it has issues with the fact that the process for decision-making rests with the Maya villages, represented through their alcaldes, which is the customary elected leaders of the Maya villages. And on matters where it concerns the broader Maya community, they are represented collectively by the Toledo Alcaldes Association. Both the past administration and this new administration seem to think that an FPIC protocol should not include the traditional governance system of the Maya communities. Of course, that is contrary to self-determination and the process by which indigenous communities are afforded the right to determine their own representations. And so the FPIC protocol seems to us from our side that the government is unwilling or reluctant to adopt this FPIC protocol.
Once the communities have given consent, they can still withdraw it at any point. Additionally, an FPIC protocol allows both parties to negotiate the conditions under which an undertaking will be designed, implemented, monitored, and evaluated. This is also enshrined within the universal right to self-determination, but the government, according to the Toledo Alcaldes Association, is once again attempting to question or challenge the collective representation of the indigenous communities. The TAA and the Maya Leaders Alliance have represented these communities as customer leaders for many years. The issue, according to Christina Koch, is that various groups have since emerged, all wanting a seat and equal say at the negotiating table.
This, from our point of view, is just another attempt to undermine and sideline and disrespect the traditional governance system of the Maya people. This issue of representation, it's not the first time that it is coming up. In fact, for us, it's deja vu. It came up at the beginning of these claims when the government of Belize questioned our standing in court, whether or not the Toledo Alcaldes Association can bring this case forward. And they were unsuccessful at that first attempt. Later, we went through 6 years with the previous commissioner, constantly undermining the customary leadership of the Maya people. And now we see, at the dawn of the establishment of a new commission, the emergence of these random groups that are telling us that they ought to have an equal vote at the negotiating table, equal to that of the Maya people's governance system. What we see this amounting to is a continued disrespect of the Maya people's chosen representatives.
In putting forward its position, the judicial system at the Supreme Court and CCJ levels has very precise about who the representatives of the Maya communities are. It is a point that the TAA MLA spokesperson also made clear during Thursday's press conference, following a session with the Caribbean Court of Justice.
The court was very clear today. We are very clear who the appellants are. We are very clear who has been leading this struggle for a long, long time. Consistently, it has been our traditional alcaldes. Consistently, we have gone to the courts on behalf of our communities, and we have championed these various victories at the court. And so now, in the words of one of our elders, when the caldo done fix, everybody want to come and share the bowl. But it's important to underscore the fact that it amounts to a complete disregard and undermining of the Maya people's traditional governance system. It is, in fact, and I will call it that, a divide and conquer tactic. But the Maya people's unity has never wavered. We have always stood united as a people. We will continue to stand united as a people. We have, as you heard the president say, we have our elders, we have our communities, and as Justice Witt said, you might not have 100% support behind you, but you cannot let the perfect be the enemy of the good. And I think that is resounding for us. We have made some progress. We want to continue to be open to this government to meet with us respectfully and in good faith. We expect that to be led by concrete actions and not just, these symbolic gestures. We want to make sure that our government is treating us with due respect.
Late this evening, the Sarstoon and Temash Institute for Indigenous Management, SATIM, as well as the Toledo Maya Cultural Council and the Ketchic Council of Belize issued a statement calling on the Juliancha Society and the Maya Leaders Alliance to follow the recommendations of the Caribbean Court of Justice, that is, to welcome input from other Maya groups. According to SATIM, the Juliancha Society has received upwards of $1 million from the land tenure facility to facilitate community consultations on Maya land tenure. The release goes on to say that, quote, JCS has been insistent in only consulting with representatives of the Toledo's Alcaldes Association, which has resulted in conflict and division among Maya communities in a process that should instead unite them, unquote. It has been 24 hours since members of the United Democratic Party submitted a petition to recall their party leader, Patrick Farber. As we reported on Thursday, a group with the UDP, that is, gathered 290 signatures to begin the process to recall Farber as leader of the UDP. But that's only the first step, because they would need 65 more delegates to support this petition at a national convention to recall Farber. The group is hoping that Farber will quietly resign from the position. That's left to be seen. Today we reached out to several members of the UDP, but they declined comment on the matter, while others didn't respond. We did hear back from chairman of the party, Michael Perfeet, and he told us that he will be commenting on Monday. As we told you last night, we got a response from party leader Farber during our newscast in which he called the petition another obstacle in the rebuilding of our beloved party. He went on to say that he is dealing with the matters internally and at an appropriate time he will be making a statement. And so we hope to have comments from Chairman Perfeet on Monday, but the petition, that is, has been lodged at the UDP's Secretariat. We take a look at a portion of the interview aired on Thursday with the bearer of the petition, Tony Herrera.
It is a resounding answer from the delegates. This is the rank and file of the party. So for us to go over 172 means a lot for us and also for the party. It sends a clear message to where we want to go. This is 290 that signed freely. This was not secret ballots of anything. This was a freely and fast. This was, we went out there, we got the signatures and brought them back. This was 26 constituencies. In these 26 constituencies, we have 3 parliamentarian constituencies, which is rightfully said Corozal North, Queen Square, and Mesopotamia. And obviously there's something wrong, and I'm not here to disclose what is wrong. One thing I can say is that we are not happy in the way he's leading. He's not fit to lead, and that is the bottom line.
Coming up, RFNG provides COVID-19 vaccinations and wellness checks. Details of this private sector initiative when we return.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word.
The Bible says, wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. The devil is a deceiver and deceives people through many different ways that are available to him. Perhaps he has never used anything more effectively than alcohol. Often you hear such comments as these. Now, a person is not a criminal because he drinks. A person can take a social drink without becoming a drunkard. Because there is a measure of truth in these statements, people are deceived into drinking. However, I agree with Upton Sinclair, who said, I cast my vote against social drinking. I will not keep in my house a dog that bites 1 out of every 5 to 9 people who stop to pet it. Nor will I sanction alcohol because it harms just 1 out of every 5 or 16 people who drink it. Sir Winston Churchill was an avid drinker and drank an astounding 4,200 bottles of champagne in his lifetime. Obviously, he was able to manage his habit and live to the age of 90. However, his daughter Sarah was not as fortunate. In her autobiography, Keep On Dancing, she described herself as a lamb who strayed from the fold. Alcohol became such a problem that she was arrested for making scenes in the streets on a number of occasions, spent time in Holloway Prison, experienced 3 failed marriages, and died at the age of 67. While some may be decent in spite of alcohol, no one is made better because of it. The Bible is true. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Development and Housing is creating a registry for contractors with varying disciplines, qualifications, capacities, and skills. This will centralize all registered contractors in efforts of creating equal employment opportunity across the public and private sector, as well as will give confidence for owners in quality of listed contractors. Contractors will be categorized by the following disciplines. 1. General building. 2. Civil works road construction. 3. Bridge construction. 4. Land development. 5. Tradesperson. And 6. Specialist contractor. Applications can be gotten free of charge from the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing for the next 90 days or via email from the Project Execution Unit. Initial applications to the registry will be processed up to the 27th of August 2021. For more information, you can email ceo.secretary@mow.gov.bz or peu@midh.gov.bz. Register today and do your part to build Belize.
An employee of the youth department has tested positive for COVID-19. This has pushed the DYS to test the number of employees who came in contact with the individual. According to a press release, the senior staff member is attached to the Corozal branch. This was cause for concern, however, because earlier this week, he attended meeting with colleagues from across the country. Today, Minister of Youth, Kevin Bernard, spoke with the media via Zoom about the positive case.
It was observed on Tuesday, I believe, in the morning, that one of the coordinators who originally works out of Corozal office was showing signs and symptoms of COVID and was asked to go home so that he can get tested. It was then reported to us yesterday morning that his results has come out positive. And so as a responsible ministry and as a responsible government in our department, the director and we spoke along with CEO, and we made the decision to immediately ask that the offices, first of all, that everybody that was involved in the strategic session be tested. So arrangement has been made with the Ministry of Health, with the different local authorities there across the country to get them tested and to contact trace. As you remember now, these people go home to their families and to others. So that is the first step. We have been able to have gotten so far thus only 2 response and which were also negative. They have done the first rapid test, which came out negative, but I believe that they're all going to be doing the PCR test because we want to ensure that everybody is on the safe side.
As a result of this infected staff member, the DYS has taken the precaution of closing the office for a week and to get staff members who came in contact with the patient tested.
In order for us to be able to ensure that there is no spread, we have also asked that that office be closed temporarily, that the staff be quarantined while we await the result of both Ms. Enid and, in this case, our director, who was also in Orinchuak. So he himself, who is here, can tell you that he has not been having any symptoms, but at the same time has also decided to take those precautionary measures and will be tested tomorrow. The youth department deals with a lot of people. A lot of young people come to that office to get service, to get work done, to get trained. We have decided that we are going to close operations for the meantime until we are satisfied that there is no effect on anybody else within the department. Until such date, then we are then going to be opening back up for service, normal service, once we are clear, once we are in the clear. But I just want to clear the air that there is no issue of major spread because we don't have the data as yet. We only know that one individual who was tested positive.
Minister Bernard says that the office spaces will be sanitized. Several businesses have been conducting their own COVID-19 vaccination drives. Today at the Gordon House compound on Coney Drive in Belize City, RF&G Insurance collaborated with its partners to hold a vaccination and wellness clinic for the public. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
As early as 7:30 this morning, residents came out to get vaccinated. In most instances, it was their first jab of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. For Feliciana Rosales, she was at first concerned about getting the vaccine. She overcame that fear, and now, after several attempts, she was finally able to get inoculated.
This morning when I get up and I take it, it's 138/75. So I include all my kids and I say, well, the pressure is good. So they say, Ma, are you going to go take it? I say, well, I just think I should. But let's hope when I reach at the spot, I say, you know, hike up, Pabe. Well, thank God, the young lady tell me the 130/over 60 something. You say you got young girl pressure? I'm like, okay, well, it's my time. It's my turn.
Yeah.
So,
any hesitation with taking the vaccine though for you?
One of my little issues, I really was like backing off sometimes, and I guess I wonder if maybe that's why the pressure gone up when I come to take it. I do have some numbness in both my feet and my toes, and I'm like, They keep saying about blood clot, blood clot. What if? And what if? So I talked to more than one person this morning.
Rosales went on to take her shots and after 15 minutes of wait experienced no side effects and headed home. The Vaccination and Wellness Clinic Day was organized by RF&G Life in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Wellness and other partners.
There's a responsibility to get back to normal. You know, we all want to get back to work, get back to life as what it was. But we also want our people to be safe, and we feel like the vaccine is the way to go. You know, it's not going to probably stop you from getting it, but at least it boosts your immunity, put you in a better position. And we felt as a good citizen, we have a responsibility to encourage and try to promote people to come and get the vaccination.
We from Central Hill Region, Belize City, we are here to administer the vaccines to the public, to the public who are here around the neighborhood or who knows about this activity. The health education is being given to them in regards to the vaccine, in regards to the side effects that they are going to get after the vaccine, the minor side effects, if any. And after that, after the health education, then we proceed to register them into the system, right? We take all their details, their social security numbers. We ask them if they have any underlying effect, any conditions, and after that, then they proceed to the shop.
The Wellness Clinic saw participation from other stakeholders who focused on nutrition and physiotherapy and how these services can be accessed.
And we're specialized in physical therapy, which is something that people don't really know about, or if they do, they feel like they don't know, they have no one in Belize that they can try to contact. Or services we offer is a wide range. We tend to kids, so we have pediatric services, neurological such as stroke, recovery from stroke, orthopedics, which is a sports injury, or sometimes it doesn't even have to be a sports injury. If you just are walking and you sprain your ankle really bad, once you get, mainly you get a doctor's referral first, and then from there you can contact us and we can then set up appointments.
Today we are doing vitals and blood typing and urinalysis. We have a 6 days out of the week laboratory and doctor service at the clinic downtown. We provide lab tests such as full body blood testing. We do DNA testing, fertility testing, and we do doctor consultation as well. The pharmacy is open as well there.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Belize has just entered Phase 4 of the vaccination drive. This is for public officers and transportation workers. There is more news after the break, but first, here is a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
This COVID update is brought to you by Belize Medical Associates. This COVID update was brought to you by Belize Medical Associates.
It's a hammer, it's a drill, it's Super Handy Dads. That's right, folks, it's Super Handy Dads month again at Brothers Event. And do we have some super gifts for that super special dad? A Super Handy Dad needs his super tools. And all month long, we're giving you super savings of 15% off all power tools and accessories from Stanley, Black & Decker, DeWalt, Skill, Bosch, and 15% off Suntool hand tools and hardware. So come in today to Brothers Habet on Barrack Road for Super Handy Dads Month and pick up those super tools at super savings.
In exercise of the power conferred upon it by Section 7 of the Electricity Act, Chapter 221 of the Laws of Belize, and with the approval of the Minister, the Public Utilities Commission PUC, the Commission hereby notifies the general public that it intends to enact a bylaw in relation to electricity procurement and power purchase. The bylaw shall govern the procurement processes for wholesale, distributed energy resources, and short-term power purchases by addressing the roles of the Commission and the utilities. The bylaw seeks to secure public welfare, national security, and services at the best value for money. Further clarify the exercise by the Commission of its duties under the Public Utilities Commission Act and Electricity Act. Provide for increased conservation and efficiency of electricity resources by utilities and equitable retail rates for consumers, and detail the RFP and PPA processes. Regulatory tools to achieve the Commission's public interest mandate of setting tariffs for the provision of electricity service to the public. Members of the public are invited to give their comments by email info@puc.bz or post by 17 July 2021. The draft bylaw may be viewed in its entirety at the offices of the Commission at 41 Gabriel Lane, Belize City, or on the PUC website at www.puc.bz.
Smart continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live stream on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardenia Village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your Smart broadband with Smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
Good morning, sweetie. It's time for school.
Are you a teacher or public sector employee who is thinking of owning your new home? Get the keys to your new home with Belize Bank's all-inclusive mortgage, the best financing option in Belize for your new home purchase or construction. Inclusive of all mortgage-related fees, no down payment, affordable terms, amazingly low interest rates. Visit our nearest branch to speak to one of our financial advisors to discuss how you can be one step closer to owning your new home. Some conditions apply.
Police have taken a DNA sample for the body of John Doe found at Lark Key off the coast of Placencia. A post-mortem result conducted on June 15 found the cause of death to be multiple blunt force traumatic injuries to the chest and abdominal area. It is suspected that the body belongs to one pilot who was flying the suspected drug plane that crash-landed in the area several weeks ago, but this has yet to be determined.
I know that due to the advanced state of decomposition and the fact that it was not the entire body, the doctors could not determine either the cause of death nor the identity of the person. There are several things that we have done, including getting samples for DNA, and those will be sent to the DNA lab for testing, and hopefully we'll see if we'll be able to determine. But again, they will know that when it comes to DNA, we require a match, right? A sample from a person we want to compare to. So I would want to think that maybe sometime down the road, the family of the pilots who may have been in that plane may come forward and report their people, their family member missing, and we'll be able to get sample from whoever, and then compare it with what we have received from the body to see if there is that link between them.
In an update to a story from last weekend, the Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, says he respects the decision of the Director of Public Prosecution to charge Luigi Chable for the crime of manslaughter by negligence in the death of Jillian Garcia. As was reported, Garcia was on his way home after socializing at an establishment in Trial Farm on Sunday night when he was run over by a vehicle allegedly driven by Chable. On Monday, a member of Garcia's family told News 5 he believes the death was gang-related and intentional. The DPP, however, based on police investigation, saw things differently. Therefore, Chable was charged with the crime of manslaughter by negligence and causing death by careless conduct.
Again, it goes back to where the DPP does not act on what people say. Neither does the police. We act on what is given to us in writing. And from what we obtained, statements from witnesses, it does not appear that way. And I am not the DPP or the DPP representative who arrived at the charge of manslaughter by negligence. But I am going to respect the decision made by the DPP representative who directed the police to charge for that offense. I have some insight of the situation, and from what I have been briefed, there was nothing to show that it was intentional, but rather someone who appeared to have been under the influence jumped into a vehicle, hit a lamppost, lost control, and knocked down the other person. I don't see how that could be intent to kill.
Chabler was also charged for the offenses of driving a motor vehicle without due care and attention, use of an unlicensed motor vehicle, and using a motor vehicle not covered by third-party risk insurance. The return of Assistant Superintendent Fitzroy Yearwood as the Communications Director for the Police Department, more specifically the Commissioner of Police, had many wondering why the Compol, who is usually very accessible, needs to have a press liaison, while Williams say he will still make himself available to the press when necessary.
Being the person I am, I always believe in having an open policy with the media. Contrary to what some of you believe that Mr. Yearwood being appointed as my communications director is a move to stifle me, that is not true. If a matter of fact, I'm giving you all an interview now, which simply means that I am still free to give interview to the media whenever I feel like. But I believe that as a commissioner of police, I have other things to deal with, and many a times, you, the people in the media, have been behind me and harassing me for interviews in respect to different issues, and I do believe that you're entitled to have the interview. So to ensure that we facilitate you in a more timely manner, Mr. Yearwood is assigned as my communications director. And whenever there is any matter of major concern that I believe that should be addressed by my office or me personally, then I'm going to make that appearance.
On Thursday, the media got a chance to ask the Commissioner of Police about reports of a drug plane landing in the area of Graham Creek and Creekasark on Saturday morning. Compol Williams says nothing has been established yet.
We did get the information that there was a plane that landed in that area. I know that the BDF have gone into the location to confirm, but I have not received any information to indicate that, yes, confirmation, that there was confirmation of the plane landing.
Just ahead, making a movie in La Isla Bonita. News 5 speaks to the cast when we come back.
My name is Kenrick, and I live in Belize City, and I am employed as an agent for a company that does reservations for hotels from all over the world. Since amputation, my life has changed minimally. Yes, I don't have my legs to get around, but I have always been an active person. So I do things a little bit more deliberate, a little bit more slower maybe, but I still get it done. Let's say they say we're going to some restaurant, wherever. I need to call and say, do you have access to a wheelchair? And they say, yes, of course. Then I would ask the second question, can I get into your restroom with a wheelchair? And then 99% of the time they'll say no. I would like to encourage everybody who has a disability to not give up. Never, 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 ever give up.
Live and let live. Respect for all Belizeans.
It's a fact that with Smart, you get truly unlimited everything. Only with Smart, you get unlimited data anytime. While with the other guy, it's only double data on weekends. With unlimited data every day with Smart, there's no need to wait. So, it's a fact that our unlimited plans beat the competition. Stop being measured and told when to use your data and get unlimited talk, text, and data. Experience the true unlimited plans with Smart. That's a fact. Make the switch and live smart.
2020 taught us the importance of being connected to the virtual world, and NextGen is here to keep its commitment to you. Even if you're physically apart, NextGen keeps you digitally connected.
Okay everyone, thank you for following me today.
NextGen provides more than just an internet plan. They provide service plans that support all your online needs. Sign up today and get your NextGen's ultra high-speed internet service. NextGen, powered by Central TV and Internet.
Hola, Tony.
Hey, Kevin, ¿qué onda? ¿Qué pasa?
Nada, le vine a buscar porque necesito comprar más mercancías de vasos y platos desechables para mi tienda de comestible. Me estoy quedando sin esas cosas.
No, hombre, fíjate que desde el 15 de abril no puedo importar nada de eso. Y se me acaba de terminar todo lo que tenía hace como 3 semanas.
Oye, pero nunca has estado sin esas cosas. ¿Qué está pasando?
Mira esto. Esta es la nueva ley que prohíbe todo el uso de plásticos no reutilizables. Esos son vasos, platos, cucharas, tenedores, todo eso. Desde 15 de abril de este año no he podido importar nada de eso. A partir del 15 de enero del 2021 nadie puede fabricarlo. 15 de abril 2021 nadie lo puede vender. Y a partir del 14 de julio del 2021 si alguien te agarra con eso, te multan.
Híjole, no sabía eso. Necesito cambiar algunas cosas. Les diré a mis clientes por qué esas cosas ya no están disponibles. Gracias, Antonio.
Así es, cuídate, man.
Did you know that the 2021 Belize Telephone Directory is now available? Get your free copy today at any Digistore, Quartz Belize, and A&R location countrywide. It's available in both regular and mini sizes and loaded with coupons to your favorite places. Use these coupons to save every day. Plus, download the Find Yellow mobile app and always have the directory with you. It's available in Google Play and Apple Store. For more info, log on to www.findyellow.com. The 2021 Belize Telephone Directory. Get yours today.
The Queen Conch season officially closes today. This means all you Conch ceviche lovers will not be able to find that dish or any conch dishes at your favorite restaurant or buy it from vendors until the season reopens on September 13th. But what happens when conch is a big seafood seller at your business? We stopped by Ceviche Express in Belize City to find out if the seasonal closure has any negative impact on their sales.
What type of conch products is served here at Ceviche Express?
We serve conch ceviche.
So that's the one and only conch product you have, conch ceviche.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how often would you say customers come to buy conch ceviche? If your conch ceviche customers come and they find out, man, no more conch ceviche because conch season closed, what else can they get and are they satisfied with what else you have?
They can also get shrimp ceviche, and we have food on our menu.
Okay, so the closure of conch season doesn't necessarily affect your sales?
No, sir.
The Belize Fisheries Department is advising the public that all conch fishing activities must cease until the season reopens. Any person or establishment found in possession of queen conch meat will be charged. Belize's bilateral relations with Guatemala continue with the Minister of Blue Economy and Civil Aviation, Andrew Perez, meeting with Ambassador of Guatemala to Belize, Erwin Rudy Archilafaya, and Minister Consular Dennis Ortiz in Belize City today. According to a release from the Blue Economy Ministry, that is, Minister Perez and Ambassador Archilafaya discussed strengthening the economies of both countries through sustainable development and mutually beneficial partnerships. Minister Perez highlighted the Ministry of Blue Economy's mission to, quote, increase Belize's gross domestic product through science-based management of the country's aquatic resources with the principal aim of improving the livelihoods of all Belizeans, unquote. He also said that instead of looking miles across the seas to build relationships, it is best that we start closer to home. For his part, that is, Ambassador Archilafaya expressed his pleasure at visiting Belize once more, saying, it feels like home. 3 days after Cabinet met in regular session on June 15, the briefing has been released by the press office. Among the highlights was a report from the Prime Minister's office on his first official visit to Guatemala. The briefing says discussions were held on trade, security cooperation, migration, support for the Organization of American States Office in the Adjacency Zone, and the improvement of bilateral relations through the work of the Joint Commission. In addition, the Prime Minister met with the Guatemalan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, where he welcomed private investments to Belize and met with Belizeans studying in Guatemala. It should be noted that no Belizean press accompanied the PM on this visit. In other regional news from Cabinet, the members received a report from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Eamon Courtney, on a statement issued along with Costa Rica, Guatemala, Panama, the Dominican Republic, and Spain, reminding the government of Nicaragua that actions against important opposition leaders threaten the free exercise of democracy. The Minister of Agriculture reported a bumper crop of vegetables in 2021, and Cabinet endorsed a pilot project from the Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing to provide low-income housing. The Ministry of Health and Wellness will standardize fees across the public health facilities and implementing a social program for low-income earners and the indigent population. Cabinet also approved the promotion of 37 essential nurse specialists in all categories at the Ministry of Health's proposal to grant 50 scholarships to study nursing. The filming of a film with a Belizean and American cast is taking place in San Pedro. The director is Dale Stully, a Belizean American from Los Angeles, who is excited about directing this picture in his native country and casting a spotlight on the Belize and La Isla Bonita. 80% of the suspense thriller will be shot on Umbergis Key and the Cayo district. Producer Damon Douglas was initially thinking of Jamaica, but was so impressed with what Belize offers. He says he could not imagine bringing this production to life anywhere else. The international crew landed on the island Sunday, and News 5 was able to get quick comment during film today.
It's a long time coming, and man, the sea breeze, the whole nine. We're gonna photograph a very cinematic movie, and I'm just happy to have Horacio on board and Nigel Miguel on board. And
the idea was originally going to be on a different island, and Dale talked me into it. He said, look, just look Belize up. And I just started looking, and I said, you know, there can't be a better place to go. Creatively, I'm very excited. I can't wait to finish this movie, and I expect it to be out in theaters by the end of this year, so let me say that now. I expect it to be out at the end of 2021. We do have a distributor attached. I'm not going to tell you who it is, because if we make a great movie, I might make that guy pay some more money to keep a hold of it.
For my first movie to be an international feature film, I can't even explain the excitement that I have. It's so built up inside of me. So my experience with acting is that I've really been acting my whole life. I grew up in theater, so TV and film is significantly different. So, you know, it's all a learning experience, but I've been learning a lot of the technicalities, like we do multiple takes, different angles, and, you know, it's not in chronological order as if it were a play, you know, but it gives you more freedom. So I like this. I like it a lot.
According to Douglas, the cast includes people from the Stranger Things franchise, the Marvel franchise, and the All Black Cinema franchise. Just ahead, a hefty donation to help protect a protected area. But first, here's the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
I was 17 and in love, and I thought he loved me too. But now I know that a loving partner should not take away your choice of clothes you wear or the music you listen to. He should not take away your purse, car keys, or your phone so that when your family calls, you cannot answer. If your partner is controlling you, it is domestic violence. Call 0800 A Way Out or our cell phone number 672-9628. This message is brought to you by the National Women's Commission in collaboration with Miss Universe Belize with funding from the Engender and Spotlight Project.
No make no sense at all. No kind of sense. That Belize video when I have that sign up there in China for.
That not in China at all, that in Spanish.
You understand what it said then?
Yeah. It said wear your face mask properly, cover your nose and your mouth.
Will help prevent the spread of COVID to others. Together we could make Belize safe.
Wear your mask properly over your mouth and nose to protect yourself and others. Together we can keep Belize COVID-19 safe.
Es un hecho. Únicamente con Smart obtienes todo realmente ilimitado. Solo con Smart obtienes datos ilimitados en cualquier momento. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo son datos dobles los fines de semana. Con datos ilimitados todos los días no hay necesidad de esperar, así que es un hecho que nuestros planes ilimitados superan a la competencia. Por lo tanto, no permita que le digan cómo y cuándo usar sus datos y obtenga llamadas, mensajes de texto y datos ilimitados. Vive la verdadera experiencia de planes ilimitados con Smart. Es un hecho. Haga el cambio y viva Smart.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
The Belize Forest Department, through the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management, handed over thousands of dollars in equipment, transportation, and uniforms to the co-manager of the Elehuapantin National Park. The donation was made through a regional forest conservation and protection project.
The Belize Forest Department handed over $65,000 worth of office and field equipment, including a computer, smartphones, as well as GPS and 2 ATVs, to the Itsamna Society.
One of the key things that you see here is that we're providing field gear in the form of 2 ATVs and as well equipment for the rangers from the Itsamna Society to be able to patrol and carry out enforcement and surveillance. So with the equipment, we expect that they will have more presence.
The Itsamna Society co-manages the Elehuapantin National Park, but because there are illegal activities happening there, the Forest Department wants to strengthen the NGO's management and protection efforts.
We do have reports coming out of the village that we do have incursions, we do have poaching, and to a certain extent logging within the national park. So with these equipment, it will enable the rangers to be able to access the remote areas of the park with the ATVs and to also be able to communicate and to report the activities, both good and bad, that are occurring within the park.
The donation was made through a project called the Selva Maya Natural Resource Protection. It's an initiative aimed at the protection and sustainable use of the biodiversity and natural resources in the Selva Maya.
What this project does is it assists the managers of the co-managers of the areas within the Selva Maya, which includes areas within Belize for us, but the project includes Mexico, Belize, and Guatemala to form the Selva Maya project. Certainly they have to protect the forest, protect the biodiversity of the forest, but at the same time be able to see how the communities, especially the vulnerable communities and the indigenous communities where they are, to be able to have some type of welfare and sustainability from it so that they can have a livelihood. So it is conservation, but at the same time providing livelihood for the people.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.
The ceremony took place this morning in San Antonio Village in the Cayo district. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5believe.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I am Brighton Carter. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.